I'm an umpire for Major League Baseball. My job entails traveling around to all 30 cities, umpiring a series of baseball games for Major League Baseball. I grew up in Cottage Grove, Minnesota, and I enjoyed playing baseball. When I was 15, my brother was coaching a Little League team and they needed an extra umpire in Cottage Grove, and I volunteered. I started umpiring games around the Twin Cities, around Cottage Grove, and a year and a half after I went to Bethel, I decided to go to the umpire school in Florida and see if I was good enough to get a job in the minor leagues. I ended up at Bethel because my mom and dad were Bethel graduates. My older brother went to Bethel. I was a history major. I wasn't the social butterfly on campus, but I really liked my experience there. The classes I had at Bethel for Bible were fantastic. You were encouraged to challenge your faith to become stronger in it. Those things helped you figure things out and become more rooted in your faith, and I always appreciate my Bethel experience for that. I'm a crew chief for Major League Baseball, which means if there's something unusual that happens on the field, I have to make the final decision for the crew, and I'm kind of the point person. One of the things I've learned over the years is that being a crew chief and doing the job well means it's not about you. It's about trying to make the guys on your crew look as good as they can and getting the most out of them.
It's the 85th Major League Baseball All-Star Game. The best from the National League taking on the best from the American League tonight in Minneapolis.
One of the first plays of the game was a play at first base. Derek Jeter was in his last All-Star game.
From the New York Yankees, Derek Jeter.
And he threw the ball to first base from shortstop.
No way, diving stop, Jeter. He did not get him as McCutchen beat the throw.
It was just a bang-bang play. The best storyline would have had me calling the guy out because it's Derek Jeter throwing him out on a great play at first base, but the runner beat the throw by just an eyelash. Working Game 7, the plate, in the 2014 World Series was probably the most intense umpiring experience in my career.
Tying run at third, 2 out, 9th inning.
Went down to the last batter with the tying run on third base. Madison Bumgarner was throwing some pitches to Salvador Perez for the Kansas City Royals in the bottom of the 9th. The catcher for the Giants, Buster Posey, was standing up because they were throwing pitches that were high to Perez, and my worst fear was they were going to throw one near the bottom of the strike zone. The catcher was going to be standing up, and I was not going to be able to see a pitch that was just barely a strike, and then the game would change after that. You know, that's one of the things that you realize about this job is that you're not in control of everything. When you get done with that game, it's a really nice memory when it goes well, which it did that night, but you're not in control of what happens out there. I always believe that you need a mentor to kind of get through this experience. The first time I umpired the plate and called balls and strikes was back in Cottage Grove when I was 16. It was kind of a big deal to be trusted to work the plate, and the two coaches afterwards said that I was terrible, and they called my boss and they said, we don't ever want him to work the plate again. And my boss was a local volunteer named Dick Swanson, and Swanee said, you want any umpires for any of your games for the rest of the season, you'll let the kid have a chance. And he just taught me all kinds of things and about umpiring, and Swanee had the knowledge and the fire to help people out, and he was my first mentor in this job. When I talk to young umpires, I tell them to try to find a mentor and to be a mentor to someone, because this job for us is about confidence. Sometimes you feel like you're the only one that's missed a play that's cost a team a game, or no one thinks that you're any good. And it's really important that someone helps you along and gives you the chance and boosts the confidence. If you can help someone and pass it down, that's huge. With all the people that have come through the doors of Bethel University and Bethel Seminary, I'm just blown away at what they're doing to change the world. It's very, very humbling, but I appreciate the opportunity very much.